This is it. It is the first game of finals for me. Last week our twos played in their first final, but unfortunately I had to miss out on that game because I had played too many senior games, so I'd overqualified for the twos, and because our seniors finished first on the ladder, they skipped that final and our twos had to play, and unfortunately our twos ended up losing that game by over 60 points, I think it was. So it wasn't a really good performance by our boys. For dinner last night, I went with the steak, salad and chips, cooked it up myself. It was absolutely delicious. I lashed out buying a really nice piece of ribeye because it could be my last game for the year. Here's what I had for dinner. The meal for the really important game tomorrow is a massive steak, chips and salad. Really damaged the wallet this week, but I want to go all out because it could be my last game for the year. Heaps of salt on the steak because you want to get your salts in before a big game. Beautiful salad, nice chips for some carbs. Can't wait to tuck into this. It's going to be so good. Look at how perfectly that is cooked. Perfect medium rare. Absolutely smash that down. Nothing left.
You're fat!
I am so full, so much protein. Can't wait to get stuck in tomorrow's game. It is Sunday morning, and yesterday our seniors played in their first final against the Albury Tigers. As you can see, our seniors had a huge win yesterday, and they've gone straight through to the grand final. Absolute massive effort by them boys, and I'm so stoked that they get another opportunity in another flag this year. But unfortunately for me, that means if we win today, we play next weekend, and again, I'm gonna miss next week's game in the preliminary final because I have played too many senior games. So I won't be able to help the twos boys next week to hopefully make a grand final. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves because we have to win today, and we are versing the Magpies, and last time we played them we only just won, and it was a massive, really close game, and the Magpies are absolutely flying at the moment. As you remember, last game day vlog, we beat the Wodonga Bulldogs, which let the Magpies slip in to the finals, and that could be very unfortunate for us because the Magpies are flying. They're going to be a very tough team to beat. So we're going to have to bring our best, and it's going to be a very hard and tough game. I'm going to go hop in the pool now. It is very nice and cold this morning, but it is going to be so good for my mental health. So we'll skip to that. Righto, it is time to hop in the pool. The hardest part of my morning by far, but it is very rewarding at the end. I think this is the coldest it's ever been. This never gets easy. I literally just want to end my life every time I hop in here. So cold, so bloody cold, but legs are gonna be very rewarded after this. I dread this bit, oh my God. Just gotta get it done. Oh. Oh. Whole body is numb now. It is in pain. Feels like there's knives in my body. That's how painful this is, but it is good. 3, 2, 1. This is so good. That is the coldest one I've done for the year, I think. I am gonna be feeling $1 million today when I run out there, hopefully play really well, and hopefully us boys make it to the prelim final. Let's go. I've had a shower. I'm feeling so good after that dip in the pool and that nice little walk. So for breakfast, we've gone with the Wheat Bix, and I've got myself one of these Yo Pros that I'm gonna smack down. Plenty of protein in here, heaps of honey on my Wheat Bix because you need honey before a game. It's really good for you. And drinking plenty of water. Gonna smash this down, and then we're on our way to Albury to verse Wangaratta. We are just coming into Albury now. It is about 9:45, getting there nice and early so we can get prepped and ready to go. It is a very cloudy day today, but I don't think it's windy at all, so that's a bonus. And hopefully it's not too cold out there. But getting pretty nervous and excited now. Hopefully we have a good win. Hopefully I play well. That's pretty much it for the pre-game stuff. So hopefully there's some good footage for you guys now, and I'll see you for that. So we were running out to our song, and I was feeling the best I've ever felt before a game. I'd done everything right. I was feeling good. I'd eaten good. I drank so much water. my body was feeling elite before this game, like it never had before. So we were getting the game underway here, and I was so excited. Big Ox wins the hit out, but then unluckily Doug gets caught holding the ball early in the game. The Maggies here get a nice deep entry into inside 50, and this bloke crumbs it beautifully, and he kicks one over his shoulder, and the Maggies hit the board early, and let me tell you, I was stressing. Was just attacking the ball hard early, as you'll see there. I cleaned that bloke up, and that would have hurt him, so I was just really in the zone early here, just attacking and applying as much pressure as I could. And here nearly was goal of the year. Dill tapped it down perfectly, the jizz, storming through the stoppage, and he snapped it, but unfortunately it hit the post. And here I just fumbled a few times, unfortunately. The ball spills down, but I don't let it get caught in. I tap it out, and then Tanner picks it up, and he handballs it out to Maxi, and Maxi handballs it to me quickly, and I just roll onto my left, and bang, I bomb a nice high goal, and I kicked the first goal for us in the game, and I was up and about early. The boys were all over me, and I was feeling brilliant to start the game. And not too long after that, Jids gets the ball here and bombs it in hot to the hot zone. I just go back with the flight and take a nice, easy, uncontested mark in the end. But I went to play on, but the umpires called the blood rule. Someone was bleeding, so I couldn't do anything. I had to go back here, and obviously by then I had to take the set shot on the wrong side for a left footer. But I was waiting for a couple minutes, I'd say, and then the umpires finally said I can go back and kick the goal. So I've gone back, walking in slowly, just sort of popped it up, but unfortunately it just missed to the fat side, and I kicked a point. And here I just see the ball coming in, gets spoiled out of Tanner's hand. This bloke was going to get it, so just pressuring as much as I can, making sure I tackled him across the line so that we get a forward 50 stoppage. And here, a nice high kick across to the wing, and I just fly across, put my knee up, and take a nice little mark here. And then I'm assessing up my options, but there was not much on, so I just bomb it long down the line near the boundary so we can get a stoppage late in the first quarter. And unfortunately, Tanner probably should have just run that across the line there, but he tried to keep it in and kicked it on the full. But then, not long after, the siren had gone for the first quarter. It was a close game, 2 goals 3-15. The Maggies 1 goal 1-7. So we knew we had a lot more to do here in the second quarter, but I was feeling good, kicked a nice goal, took a good grab, laid a good tackle, so I was really feeling in the zone early in the game. And Maxi kicks me one here. I try to get out the back, but this guy grabs it, and I was not letting him pass at all. Just put my body in the line and tackled him firmly to really let him know that it was going to be on all day. But the Maggies are on fire here. They get an opportunity to kick a goal, but unfortunately this bloke misses straight out in front, and then we go for the kick out and it gets turned over, and then poor Perney tackles this bloke high, and he's deep in the boundary thinking he's got no chance, and he's gone back and dobbed that goal, so it turned it into a 7-point play, and it was game on. We're only up by 2 points. But luckily here we get a deep kick into Congo, and he takes a nice contested mark pretty well straight in front, and he goes back and makes sure of it to give us a little bit of a buffer in this second quarter. And again, not long after, we get a massive clearance through the guts here. Gigi takes a massive run down the middle, bombs it long, and Maxi takes a nice little grab straight in front, and he goes back and absolutely dobs that goal to give us even more of a buffer, so we're feeling good, me and him getting around each other, having a laugh, and it was feeling good early in the game. And here Hayden just bombs one high. I have to compete here, making sure no one marks it. I bring it to ground, and then I get the handball out here, and I run around onto my left, bomb it from about 45 metres out, and it sails through, and I'd kicked my second goal for the game, and all the boys are getting around me, and it was feeling bloody brilliant out there. Me and Maxi getting around each other. I was loving it. And my player just gets out on the wing here, takes an uncontested mark, but he handballs it over the top, and I just attacked this bloke with all the pressure I had. Get that bloke caught holding the ball late in the second quarter. I grab the ball, he wouldn't give it to me, fair enough, so I go over, grab the ball, and as I look, I see Hats running from the corner of my eye, so I wait for it, handball it to Hats, but unfortunately he gets the handball and just wasn't the kick, probably wasn't the option. I probably should have been smarter there and kicked it in deep. But this Maggie's bloke kicks one very late in the second quarter and brings the game within 11 points. So we're only up by 11 points heading into half time. Here we're just listening to Reed Clark, our captain, talking about what we need to do in this second half if we want to play deeper into the finals. So he got us all hyped up starting into the third quarter. And the Maggies started off with a nice little clearance, but lucky little Neddy here put on enough pressure to make them fumble it, and he saved us a goal. And how's this to start the third quarter? Just the pressure. Dill grabs an odd handball and he just bangs it on his right boot and it floats through for a goal. And that was a massive goal from our forward / ruckman. But Jidge gets the clearance there and bombs it forward. I take a nice chest mark. Don't know what the cameraman's doing, but I move it on quickly. Bomb it into Big Dill, but unfortunately it just slipped through his fingers. Gets out the back and the Maggies run it out. Here, our boys are just applying amazing pressure. Make the Maggies turn it over. I pick it up, handball it to Forgy. Forgy tries to take on that bloke, but unfortunately, it was just too strong and gets him caught holding the ball. And it was such a close game here. Luckily, Tanner gets a nice quick kick in, and I take a nice uncontested mark. I go back about 30 to 25 metres out, straight in front. And this bloke on the mark is absolutely giving it to me. He's heckling me, saying, Stevie J hates you, you're never playing ones again. Stirring me right up, reckons we're going to lose. So I go back here, the boys are telling me I'm good enough to kick this. So I go back, focus on my routine, just ignoring this bloke on the mark. He was absolutely chatting some shit. And I go back here and absolutely do it. So I had to let him know, bit of a bump, and the boys didn't like that. They're into me, I'm into them. But it was a good little goal. Got in their face, and that was my third for the day. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with him shit-talking me on the mark. I do the same thing when people haven't set shots. I didn't take it to heart. I just thought it would be funny to go at him, get me up and about. Hats here gets a nice bomb out, and I see it coming straight for me, and I get a nice little run and jump, nice little ride here, take a nice little mark. And I see Mitchy Parker coming across, give the handball, didn't quite get there, but he fumbles it. And I'm just screaming at him, kick it long, Mitchy. I sort of probably kicked it myself, but it worked out in the end. He bombs it long, and then we get it inside 50. Corey Perns got this one deep in our defence, and I'm leading at him, screaming for it. He kips it over the top, and I take a nice mark, but the umpires called it touched. So unfortunately I didn't get to claim that mark, and it was a ball up on the wing there right in front of our interchange. But that was it for the third quarter. We'd kicked 7 goals 5 for 47, and they'd kicked 4 goals 7 for 31. In this last quarter, Grince, our coach, had put me in the midfield. He seen I was playing pretty good, had plenty of confidence, so he put me in the middle, hoping that I would get a couple clearances or create something to hopefully put the game away early in this last quarter. And here I get the tap down, nice and early, high free kick. So I thought I was stiff not to get a 50 metres there. He'd impeded my run, so I stuffed my first kick up, but I just go nice and long, deep to the top of the square where it's hard to defend. And then we get another stoppage deep, so that was a huge win in the last quarter. And again here, just another stoppage, seeing me coming across on the left. Ox gets a nice little tap out. I pick it up and put the burners on, grab it, run, and just bomb it into Maxi. I see him in a one-on-one, and Maxi gets it out the back, and he runs in, and he absolutely dobs that goal. I get a goal assist. Maxi's just put probably the sealer in the coffin for the poor Maggies, and we were feeling bloody good because we knew we were going into the finals the next week. You see us there having a hug. But again, just in the middle, this bloke picks it up, not let him get it out. Unfortunately, he called that high somehow, so he won that one, but I was just trying to play as much pressure as I could. And even here, I just dived to try and get across to smother that ball, doing everything I could. But here, the ball bounces bad for this bloke, and I just grab it running through, get the handball out to Hunter, I think that was. He bombs it in deep into our 50, but unfortunately, he just turned it over. And here's just a bit of biff. Poor Congo dropped that one, he swore. Number 35 absolutely drills Forgy, letting him know, shoving him in the back. Congo comes over and then it is on. The boys are into it. Bit of a wrestle. We love this in the finals. And that was just good. The Maggies were getting a bit frustrated because I think they knew the game was sort of over. And again, just back in the middle here, just getting the ball, making sure it doesn't spill out, holding it in, and just chewing up as much time as we can because we had a nice lead there. So there was just chewing as much time off the clock as we could. And again, just pressure there, making him turn it over. and so Reed can get it, and he takes a nice little run down the bloody middle. We get a kick down the wing here, and you won't see it on camera, but my bloke's foot clipped me, and he fell over, so I got a paddock out in the right. You'll see me in the right there in Forgy, but Forgy kicks it to Dylan, the one-on-one. He gets turned over. I was fuming, and then the umpire blows the whistle, and he's paid a free kick to us because apparently one of the Maggies boys sweared at the umpire. So that gave us a certain goal, and by now the game was over. But I wasn't ready to give up. I knew the senior boys were there watching, so I apply as much pressure as I can there. That's like my 5th or 6th tackle for the day. So I'm still wanting to play ones in the granny the week later, but don't know if we'll get there. But that was the final siren just there. We ended up kicking 10 goals 5 to 65, and Maggies ended up kicking 4 goals 11 to 35. So I ended up winning by 30 points. So I ended up doing everything I could to put my hand up for senior selection. I got best on ground, so I couldn't do much else. Applied as much pressure as I could, finished goals, but it was a massive win by our boys. So they go on to play in the preliminary final next weekend, but there is 3 of us, me, Tanner Nyholm and Jack Forge, that cannot play in that final against Lavington. So I'm going to be sweating my head off watching that game, hoping the boys win, because I don't think there's much chance of me sneaking back into the seniors, but there is still hope there. But if you want to see next week's vlog to see if we make the grand final, make sure you like and subscribe so you do not miss next week's vlog. It is going to be huge to see if I get to play in a grand finals this year. I love you all. Peace.